We're back, episode 4, Diners and Diabetes.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about
That's sort of the TikTok comments.
diners and diabetes. Forgot about the cheeseburger, too.
Cheeseburgers. Episode 4, we're opening off. We are making our own custom, way too early predictions of our playoff brackets.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a thing.
Or what? 3 games into the season, and we're already doing that.
At time of shooting, we are quite literally 3 days into the season, so...
Yeah.
I feel way too early.
Way too early predictions, but it's got to happen. Someone's got to do it.
Somebody's going to do it.
And someone's always going to complain.
I think the next episode, we might be way too early for that.
I mean, someone's always going to complain and say it's too early no matter what.
Yeah, that, and then they're going to complain about Juan Soto and Yankee fans and all of that.
But that's okay. I'm just here to make controversy.
I'm a Yankee fan. I'm
We were in a Diamondbacks.
I'm a degenerate Yankee fan, according to TikTok comments.
Boy. All right, you want to kick us off?
I'll kick us off. So you want to go division by division?
Yeah, we'll go division by division.
Okay. So I'm going to start in the AL.
All right, we'll start with the AL.
Start the AL. Cool. A team that arguably got worse this offseason,
Okay.
Baltimore Orioles.
Okay, you saying they're winning the East?
I think they're going to win the East this year.
There's no pitching on that team.
There's none. But you know what happened?
With
Adley Rutschman
Adley.
dumped his influencer girlfriend,
He did.
put on 25 pounds of mass, and now is hitting bombs.
And Cedric Mullins learned how to play baseball again.
He did learn how to play baseball again. Shout out Little Man. Said big Cedric Mullins fan, that guy.
You see, I don't agree with you, though.
Ew.
I don't think they have enough to win the East.
Who does? Who's got enough to win the East?
The Boston Red Sox.
Gross. Absolutely not. No.
100%.
No.
That rotation is disgusting, and I think they're still going to add to it.
You think they go in and get like...
It doesn't matter that at time of shooting, Rafi Devers is 0 for 13 with 12, or like 0 for 16.
0 for 16 with 12 strikes.
With 12 strikeouts. It does not matter. He will figure it out.
You think?
Yeah, at some point.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
I know in the last episode or 2 episodes ago, you said the Red Sox are going to trade Devers. It's not going to happen. They are winning East.
All I'm saying is my prediction looks good so far. They might trade him.
They might.
Okay. I think we differentiate a little bit here again.
All right.
The AL Central. Minnesota Twins.
Ooh.
I think Royce Lewis, breakout year when he comes back off the IL, and maybe Byron Buxton figures out how to play baseball again.
But, the Philadelphia Phillies still Max Kepler.
Yeah, it has.
Not happening.
It's going to happen.
They are not competing with who I believe is winning the Central.
Okay.
The Kansas City Royals.
See, I think this is going to be, this alludes to a little bit farther down my list. I think that's going to be a shootout.
Oh, 100%.
That's going to be a fun division to watch this year.
But this is what, year 4 for Bobby Witt Jr.? And I think this is his full cement himself after the insane season he had last year.
Okay.
But still got snubbed to the MVP. I think he gets real.
Hang on. Sidebar. Did not get snubbed of an MVP.
Bro, he went nuts.
Yeah. And you know what? The only thing he led in was batting average. He cost Aaron Judge Triple Crown.
He did. Yeah, 100% did.
But Aaron Judge is arguably the best player in baseball.
At times.
Currently.
Currently, yes.
I'm not including October. We all saw what happened there. But
he's a regular season monster.
For the 162, damn near Barry Bonds.
I'll let you argue that if he can hit in the playoffs.
Well, you got to make it there first. With the way the pitching looks.
Yeah.
It's a little iffy.
They're all rough.
All right. I think the AL West this year. Time for a big change.
Big change?
Big change. I don't think the Astros make the playoffs. Now they, as of time of recording again, have taken 2 of 3 from the Mets.
They have.
But
the Mets are terrible, so is that saying anything?
This is true. I think the Texas Rangers take the AL West this year.
You see, I agree with you. I do think it's the Texas Rangers. Also, a little bit of conspiracy that the Texas Rangers, make the World Series every other year.
Oh, God. Yeah.
They missed it last year. They come back this year. They have Jacob deGrom, who pitched yesterday as of time of recording, and he looked good yesterday.
I didn't see.
He looked great yesterday.
Okay.
He went like 6 innings. He had his strikeout stuff. He had the swings and misses going for him. I think that team is going back to the playoffs this year.
I think so, too. I don't know how deep they get because, I mean, granted, it's not the National.
It's not.
It's not. But I still think that this is a brutal set of teams to go through.
Yeah,
It's
for
not,
sure.
It's not the Dodgers, but the AL, I think, has a lot more balance in teams.
It does.
So, my 3 wild card spots: New York, Boston, Kansas City. I think the AL East has 3 teams go because that division is gross.
It is.
Now, I know what you're going to say in the last
episode, you said the Yankees were missing the playoffs. What,
That's
3
right.
games in, you want to put them in now?
That's why it was a hot take. Any more injuries, this changes.
All right, fair enough.
Aaron Judge and Dodger Stadium wall again, big difference.
So you basically, besides the Yankees, you put my division winners into your wild cards.
Correct.
Basically.
Yes.
So my wild cards, I have the Orioles,
Okay.
the Yankees,
Okay.
and the Mariners.
Ooh.
I'm putting the Seattle Mariners in there
Oh.
as a wild card. I know they did not have any production on their offensive side of the ball with any bats whatsoever. It's literally like Julio Rodriguez and the big dumper.
The big dump.
The big dumper. But they still have, in my opinion, the best pitching rotation in baseball.
Oh, 100%. But I think their offense fails them.
Yes, but I think they still make a wild card because of their pitching. I think their pitching keeps them in enough games that they make the wild card, but they will not win that division.
See, I don't know. I'm not 100% certain.
It's the way too early playoff.
It is the way too. It is. It is far too early. I don't know. I think that the AL is going to be a fun watch this year.
Yeah, it is going to be a fun watch. Still not as, I guess, tough as the NL.
No, it is not as difficult. But speaking of a fun watch, this leads me into my NL East prediction. The one, the only, Philadelphia Pies.
If you say it a certain way, it covers
Yes,
it's pies.
If you do the handover, like we're doing the national anthem, the Phillies, I think, win the East.
Damn right.
I don't think that the Mets have enough pitching
No.
to win that. And I think if you had a full good year out of Spencer Strider and Chris Sale this year, might be.
And you have Ronald Acuna coming back late.
Yeah, it might be a bit, but I think they're going to struggle in the beginning, and it's going to end up costing them in the long run.
I agree. So obviously, I picked the Phillies. Bias, no bias, whatever you want to say.
Homer.
To win the NL East.
That's all. That's all I have to say.
I think they have the only rotation in the NL that can compete with the Dodgers.
That's a bold statement. I agree, but it is a bold statement. I don't really see anybody else pitching-wise that can really get.
You got Zach Wheeler, Aaron Nola, Jesus Luzardo.
Actually, I do have one team
One
that I think
could
match that pitching rotation, but I'll save that for later.
Yeah.
The NL Central.
NL Central's a good one.
Terrible
Division.
It's awful.
There's one team that stands out.
There is. And I didn't put them as the division winner
Yeah,
because
Jesus.
I think that they, with a new manager, may struggle in the dog days of summer.
Okay.
I think with a couple pitchers returning, that the Brewers win the division. Not by much.
I know they're a consistent team, and they basically make the playoffs every year.
Again,
Well,
just hot dog water of a division. It's terrible. It's a terrible division.
you're giving them the division over the Chicago Cubs.
I don't even think the Cubs make the playoffs.
You're smoking.
It might be.
Kyle Tucker is going to MVP season his way into a Juan Soto-like contract. He's sitting here like, oh, Juan Soto's got $800 and some odd million. This is my
Billy.
Yep. And he's going to push himself to the absolute max and carry that team. Cubs win the Central.
I'm afraid that he suffers the Cody Bellinger effect, where it's not great in Chicagoland.
I think Chicago did enough to build that team to make them the best team in the Central.
We'll see. That's a big we'll see. If their pitching can hold up, they don't really have a bullpen.
Shota.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
That's the one. I think we vehemently agree on who's winning the NLS.
I don't think there's any competition. Unfortunately, the most disliked team in all of Major League Baseball, the Dodgers.
Yeah, I think they run away with that because regressing Padres team.
Mm-hmm.
The Giants, I think, are going to end up.
Their best pitcher is what, 42-year-old Justin Verlander?
That is true. I think they kind of just end up like, I don't know, 79 and 83.
Yeah.
Like they hover 500. And then who else do we have? The Diamondbacks. That leads me into my next point.
Mm-hmm.
The wild card, I think, is going to be...
The Diamondbacks are the only other team that can compete.
That legitimately.
That's it.
I think the Diamondbacks, the Braves, and the Mets end up in the wild card.
Okay.
I think the Mets will squeak in. They have to. They literally have to make the playoffs this year. Or New York chirping is going to be at an all-time high in 2026.
Yeah, especially by Philly fans.
Anybody in that division.
Yeah.
Anywhere they go, it's
already getting pretty bad.
It is, especially with his Game 1 performance where he comes up in a clutch spot
and
swings the ball absolutely sorted.
Yep. He gets Trevor Bauer sorted.
Shout out Trevor Bauer.
So I do not think the Mets are making it. It could be biased. I just do not think that pitching rotation is good enough. Instead, my 3 wild cards, I agree on 2, and we're going to swap out 1.
Okay.
I agree the Diamondbacks are making it. I think they're taking a wild card.
Okay.
As I said in my last video, I do think the Diamondbacks are going to be a very good team.
I went completely away from that was my medium soft take.
It was.
So.
The Braves are making it.
There's no way they can't.
They have to.
I mean,
You could argue with me that the Phillies and Braves will swap. I could still see the Braves winning the East.
I think that's going to be a real just throw like punches
all year long.
All year long. Like it is every year.
It's going to come down to what version of Ronald Acuna comes back.
Which we went over.
Correct.
I think it's like right in between like league average and his prime, like right in.
Yeah, but if he at most of the time is at his prime, they 100% could win that East.
100%.
Without 100%. And the one we're swapping out, I'm taking the Mets out, and I'm putting in the Cincinnati Reds.
Oh.
Cincinnati Reds.
Little Ellie De La Cruz out?
Ellie De La Cruz, Tyler Stephenson.
Okay. I can see it.
You gotta let the young bloods in.
I could absolutely see it. One of my favorite nicknames.
Hunter Green, arguably one of the best pitchers in baseball right now.
One of my favorite nicknames I've ever was. Do you know who Eric Sim is? No? Okay, so he's a baseball YouTube content creator.
Okay.
And he comes up with, and his fans come up with different nicknames, which is how I got my fantasy baseball nickname, Shohei Ozempic, which is quality. Every once in a while, they call him Ellie De La Foods.
Ellie De La Foods?
Yes.
It's just funny. I mean, it's not even like he's a big dude. He's massive. You know?
No, but Eric Sims.
Yeah.
He's a wide guy. But I think I saw something earlier this weekend that they think that Ellie's going to go 40-40 this season.
It's not that hard to do.
It's not.
For him,
I don't think it's hard.
He makes contact to the baseball, and his exit velocity is just insane.
Yeah.
And he's basically just a threat to steal at all times.
$99.99 on the show.
Yep.
That all the time.
All the time.
If I get a single, he's stealing, baby. That's it.
So we're pretty close.
Yeah, I mean, there's some
give or takes.
there's some very glaring differences here.
There's some glaring differences.
Just like, the Milwaukee Brewers.
Well, I guess we'll
First 3 games, so much too hard. But
I guess we'll lock in our playoffs brackets for 2025, and we'll see who's is closest at the end of the season.
yeah, I was gonna say, come September, we'll
review this.
we'll flashback to this and see what happens. So
Good luck.
good lucks. That's all we got for today. Let us know down below what you think, who's wrong, who's right,
Make it easy.
and
We'll see you next time.
see you next week.